What does it take for a single moment to unravel a man's pride and force him to confront the weight of his actions? In the heart of a sweltering summer in Crestwood, a small town frayed by unspoken tensions, Officer Daniel Hargrove strutted through the precinct with the arrogance of a man who believed he owned the place. His badge gleamed under the fluorescent lights, a symbol of his unchallenged reign in a town where his word was law. Hargrove, a broad-shouldered white man with a smirk that never faded, thrived on control. But on this humid July evening, control was about to slip through his fingers like sand. Outside the precinct, a stranger stood waiting, a black man in a plain jacket, his face shadowed by a baseball cap. Hargrove, fresh off a long shift and itching for a target, spotted him leaning against a lamppost. "Hey you," Hargrove barked, his voice cutting through the cicada's hum. "This ain't a place for loitering. Move it, or I'll move you myself." The man didn't flinch. His silence fueled Hargrove's irritation. Without a second thought, Hargrove spat on the ground near the man's feet, a deliberate act of disrespect. "Nobody like you belongs here," he sneered, turning back toward the precinct. The stranger's eyes followed Hargrove, calm but unyielding, like a storm gathering on the horizon. Inside, the precinct buzzed with routine chaos, phones ringing, officers shuffling reports. Hargrove, still smug, joined his colleagues in the briefing room, where whispers of a new police chief had stirred unease. "Some outsider," one officer muttered. "Hope they don't mess with our way of doing things." Hargrove scoffed, slumping into a chair. "They'll learn who runs this place." The room fell silent as Captain Ellis, the retiring chief, stepped to the podium. "Tonight," he began, his voice heavy, "I introduce your new chief. Someone who's seen this town's underbelly and knows what it takes to lead." The door opened, and the stranger from outside walked in. Hargrove's smirk vanished. The man removed his cap, revealing a face that radiated quiet strength. His jacket was gone, replaced by a crisp police chief's uniform, the badge gleaming brighter than Hargrove's ever had. "This is Chief Marcus Ellison," Ellis announced. The room erupted in murmurs, but Hargrove sat frozen, his spit still drying on the pavement outside. Ellison's gaze swept the room, lingering on Hargrove for a heartbeat longer than necessary. "I'm here to serve," Ellison said, his voice steady but laced with steel. "But let's be clear, respect is non-negotiable. For everyone." The twist came not from Ellison's arrival, but from an unexpected voice in the room. Officer Sarah Tate, a rookie who'd been quietly enduring Hargrove's bullying for months, stood up. "Chief Ellison," she said, her voice trembling but resolute. "I've seen things here that need fixing. Hargrove's been running this place like his personal kingdom. I've got proof, dashcam footage, complaints he buried." The room gasped. Sarah, the overlooked rookie, had just shifted the tide. Hargrove's face drained of color, his empire crumbling under the weight of her words. Ellison nodded, his expression unreadable. "Thank you, Officer Tate. Transparency starts now." He turned to the room. "This department will uphold justice not just on the streets, but within these walls. We start by listening, not silencing." In the days that followed, Hargrove faced suspension pending an investigation. The precinct, once his domain, began to change. Ellison led with a blend of firmness and empathy, meeting with community leaders, reopening old cases, and mentoring officers like Sarah. Hargrove, stripped of his bravado, stood before Ellison one evening, offering a stammered apology. "I didn't know who you were," he said, eyes downcast. Ellison's response was quiet but piercing. "It shouldn't matter who I am. You don't spit on a man because you think he's a nobody. You don't spit on anyone." Hargrove nodded, the lesson sinking in deeper than any reprimand could. Crestwood began to heal, slowly, as trust grew between the precinct and the people it served. Ellison's leadership wasn't about power, it was about accountability, about seeing the humanity in everyone, from the rookie who found her voice to the officer who lost his way. And in that small town, under a new chief's steady hand, a single moment of disrespect became the spark for change.